have some really bad FOMO right now that I'm not getting content of everybody screaming TravelTechTO. So if you guys wouldn't mind doing that again for my Instagram, on 3 we'll do TravelTechTO. 1, 2, 3. TravelTechTO! Yes, my man. 1,000,000 likes. All right. Really excited to be here today. Thanks for having me. I'm going to go over a couple of case studies that I threw together to get you guys a better idea of how you can engage influencers in the travel space. I'll start with a little bit of background on #Paid. #Paid is a platform that has over 15,000 content creators who are popular on social media, who brands can engage to reach their 650+ million followers and create content. And these are some of our customers. To give you a good example of what we do, this is a customer of ours called Arctic Zone, and this is what their marketing looked like before they met us. Very product focused. This is what their marketing looked like after. World of a difference. If you're marketing a cooler bag, rather than being product heavy, a lifestyle experience, in this case traveling out to some awesome lakes, is one of the best ways to engage your target audience. It not only is it beautiful content they're creating, but when they post about it on social media, the response from their audience is extremely influential. You can see with Alan Pounder here posting about one of his trips to Jordan, some of the comments that I took from the feed. Wish I could go too, just magical, very nice, so beautiful, so amazing, do they light these candles every night? So it's a great way to get people talking about your product or your app in a really organic way. This is one of my favorite pictures I've seen. I think it speaks very well to how people interact with advertisements around them these days. Somebody at the bus stop, rather than looking at the ad placed right in front of them, they're on their phones, and they're on social media, and they're catching up with their favorite people that they follow online. So it's an extremely effective way to engage your audience. And I'll start off with a case study we did with a travel app called Sandbanks. And it's how to create beautiful influencer-generated content, IGC. Sandbanks engaged travel influencers to share their stories about traveling the world and using their app to exchange currencies on the fly without paying a lot of money. And you can see from the content that it's creating, this is beautiful, original content created from Sandbanks in a very cost-effective manner while also engaging the influencer's target audience to drive app installs. You can see the content is just beautiful, and it's a very personalized way to talk about the app to an audience. Another one of our customers is Airbnb. I'd like to show you guys a bit of what Airbnb has done with us. They took a bunch of influencers to a beach house in the Oregon coast, but rather than just letting these influencers post pictures about Airbnb, they sent them on this really cool scavenger hunt where Airbnb wrote out a letter, "Dear Kezia and friends, we didn't want you to miss out on this must-do Oregon coast experience. Your secret mission? Stop by Flamingo Joe's in Rockaway Beach and use the magic word flamingo with the cashier. Have fun." And the influencers loved it. They went to that secret mission location and said the magic word, and they got kites and all kinds of other fun stuff that they could go on the Oregon coast and post pictures of their experience through stories on Instagram and Snapchat. And I think Airbnb has really started to internalize this experiences model. Rather than now selling bedrooms and houses, they're selling experiences. And that's the future of travel, where your target audience is the protagonist in a story. In this case, very much resembles a movie about themselves. And Brian Chesky tweeted the other day that experiences is growing 13 times faster than homes business in its first year. But non-travel tech companies can do travel marketing too. And this is a great example from Telus, where they took some of the top influencers in Canada and sent them throughout Canada to take beautiful pictures and post it to Instagram via the Telus social network. And you can see that the images are just absolutely stunning. And they also chat about how they're posting it with Telus. And lastly, Just because you're a travel company doesn't mean that you need to engage travel-specific influencers. In fact, we've seen up to 3 times the amount of engagements when travel companies and travel brands engage non-travel-based influencers. And a great example of this is Alan Pounder and the official Jordan Tourism Board. Alan Pounder is a photographer. He's not typically your go-to travel influencer. But when he posted about his trip to Jordan, racing through the desert streets and visiting beautiful temples at night and discovering canyons and looking at the beautiful stars, it became an experience that I can see myself doing, that you can see yourself doing, that your customers can picture themselves doing and purchase your product or your app or your service because they're living through the experience of what it's like to be their favorite people that they follow online. Doesn't matter if they're specifically a travel-based influencer. And lastly, if you want to know where influencer-generated content falls on the brand funnel, it starts with creating beautiful photos for a very cost-effective price that is socially inspiring and extremely organic. But when it comes to them chatting with their audience and talking about your product, television seems to be the best for brand awareness. And this is from a Nielsen study that we'll be releasing next month. So television does an excellent job at building initial awareness for brand recall. But where influencer marketing works is the interest, consideration, intent part of the funnels, because it does the best job of winning over the hearts of your target audience than any other form of marketing. And together they can be employed effectively to create multiple touch points across a user's journey. Thank you.
So that's a really cool overview of how companies are using content from people that are on social platforms to market their products. Does anyone have any questions for Bryan? Yeah, sure.
Hi Bryan, is hashtag pay based in Toronto, and who had the brilliant idea to launch this startup?
Great question. So the idea, we have multiple offices around the world. Right now our development team's based in Toronto and our sales team's based in New York. And the idea came about when one of my good friends growing up completely changed her life around. She never went to the gym, she never ate healthy, and she was super depressed, and a therapist recommended that she start posting about her fitness goals to keep herself accountable to the public. And she did just that. And after 6 months, she gained over 100,000 followers and completely transformed her body. And she started eating healthy and going to the gym and sharing before and after pictures, workout tips, recipes. And we noticed that her audience would buy anything she said she used in order to get fit. What protein she used, what blender she used. And at the time, there was no way for marketers to engage with influencers and no way to connect Ronnie with brands. And so we set out to create the easiest way to connect brands, startups, any kind of company with the most influential people in the world. And now we have over 15,000 of these influencers that you can tap into to hit your marketing goals. Thanks.
All right, thanks a lot, Bryan.
All right, thank you. Ciao.